Hi, my name is Caden Nelson, and I'm from Greenville, Mississippi, and you're watching That's What's Up with Qiyamah Muhammad. Starting off is my childhood. The best way I can describe my childhood is kind of fuzzy, it's because it's kind of hard to think about it, but it was very normalized. The best way I can say that it was more hands on, and I would say my parents wanted me to focus on what I could do or towards what I couldn't do. They wanted me to be experienced to most of the things that was normalized with kids and try to let me be adjusted around that. Their reaction when I was born, they were kind of semi shocked because my mom, she was already an albino, so they were already used to an albino in a family. So when I came along, the only thing that I think they were kind of shocked about was the chances. Like, it's an so it was kind of different, but yet it was still very impactful. I have 11 siblings. I'm really close with all of my siblings. I'm more closer to my younger siblings though, because they're closer to age with me, and yeah, I kind of try to keep try to keep my relationship strong with all of my siblings because they're all my important pillars in my life. They keep me going, they keep me up there, they support me, and I love them all. Um, I when I'm when being approached, talking towards my albinism, I have had many struggles. Not a lot of struggles, especially in this day and age. A lot of stuff is not, kind of problematic with who you are or where it is, what's so unique about you. But it is those problems still exist, but they're not as common in certain areas. But growing up, I was kind of isolated a lot because of my traits, my disadvantage towards my traits, and one factor I can say about that, one reason I can say about that is like growing up in elementary school, I was kind of isolated from the majority of my classmates. I remember when my teacher would separate me from everyone else, and they would give me this big machine to use to kind of focus, to kind of do my daily tasks and kind of following the lesson and everything else, and that something I have to adjust to. But the thing, in order to really get my lesson, I had to kind of cut off my social aspects. So I didn't really get to talk to a lot of my classmates. And in that process, I really became very antisocial. I'm still kind of antisocial to this day. I like to speak, but it's kind of hard for me to kind of really push a conversation just because I never really had that social aspect. I didn't really have that push to really go out and really speak to people because I was kind of isolated and drawn off. Another thing that with me being albino is that I get stared at a lot compared to like the other differences in people. With me, as soon as I step in the room, I get stared at or stared down, and it's something I had to adjust to. But I've kind of have came to terms with it, and I just learned to live with it. So it's more of like a growing type of thing. It's still something that it still plagues me to this day, but I've gotten used to it, and I feel that that's gonna be like a normal thing, even how not no matter how much older I get. So yeah. Um, my school life is very I want to say my school life is so compacted because there's a lot of stuff together in one that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get all my important classes out of the way. Um, but so far, I want to say it's pretty good. I try my best to manage everything and to kind of keep myself relaxed and just kind of overall try to be more outgoing and try to gain more experience in the process, because I feel that if I become more outgoing and actually try to go outside and to try to see what my potential can actually reach, it can be a lot for me to actually witness something new, and that's something that that really kind of it's like my main one of my main inspirations to really kind of push me out on a daily basis. And school is it's a way where I can kind of branch out my education a little bit more. So yeah, and but in terms of accommodations, when I'm in class, my teacher's been a really huge support with really supplying me with certain things to really help me see better, to kind of move around better, and so that I can kind of stay with the class. Um, I still sometimes maybe sometimes will get kind of cut out from my class so that I can kind of like have this whole entire area to myself where I can kind of focus on the test or on the assignment where I can fully see it. Other than that though, I'm learning together with my classmates. I'm more involved with them, and I'm just overall we're learning together and just growing together. So it's really working out. Um, Plans later on in life. Now, future plans later on in life. Oh, it's always been a hard thing to really think about. Um, it's really hard to kind of think about what you want to do later on in life because you really don't know how it's gonna go. But I know exactly my main goal, and that's one day I want to become the president of the United States one day. And that's my main goal. That's my one thing I want. I will always try my hardest to get there, to achieve it, and to make it possible. Um, and it's something where I I want to grow to not really not really to just try to just understand it, but to at least address the certain things that actually is possible for someone of anyone can do, and no matter any of your disadvantages or any of what anyone has said to you, because society contradicts everything, and I'm not gonna let that happen. But I really just want to change that image, and mostly overall, I just really want to do something, if it's just the smallest thing to help, and that's my overall goal. And just really just striving to become the president is something that stuck with me ever since I was a kid. So yeah, that's my overall, that's my goal, that's my dream. That's something I want to do later on in life, and it's something I will really work to achieve. The universities that I want to attend and kind of go for. I have my sights focused on Mississippi State, which is a local university down here in Mississippi. It's a really great college. I feel like it's a really great college so that I can kind of get a full view of all my other interests and the many other things that I kind of want to go for in terms, or not just in learning about the political field, or just really getting in kind of getting a glimpse of like business and management, or stuff revolving in law, but just to kind of get a closer look at what I'm interested in. So I feel that Mississippi State is a really great college for that. It kind of lets you hit all of your potentials from all cylinders. So, you can really learn something new from yourself just from just doing different things. And they really offer you that option at that college. And I really appreciate that they do that. And I feel like it's a really great start for me as fresh out of high school. So yeah. Hobbies. Oh, my hobbies. I like to talk. I love to talk. I know, still kind of antisocial, but I promise you, I can, I do like to propose a lot of things. I like to speak on a lot of stuff. I do love to study the Bible. Um, I love bodybuilding, and I also love to playing basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport, so I do like to stay active with that. And I love listening to music, and I want one of my other goals is to learn to actually play my favorite instrument of all time is the guitar. Most preferably the electric guitar. And that's my thing. I love the guitar. I love different type of genres of music. So those are my hobbies so far. Um, when it comes to advice, um, it this if I when it comes to sharing advice to someone my age, the one thing I can really say, please don't, and I mean don't ever, don't let anyone contradict anything you're trying to do. Don't let anyone get in the way of anything you're trying to do. You're much better than what anyone put a label on you. You're not a label. You're a person. You're you. You make your name known. And I feel that as long as you stick to it and continue to be strong through it, you can do it. You can get through the storm. If you fall to what others say, you're not going to fulfill your potential, your full potential, the things you can actually do. Because you're great. And I'm still learning from myself because I believe me, so I'm working to try to at least understand certain aspects of everything that's going around me. I'm trying to open my eyes to the world because I've been so shut in. I shut myself in because I didn't really want to know a lot of stuff about the world. I wasn't really introduced to it a lot, so I didn't really care to know. But when I finally figure out that this is something that I live in, that I've socially and physically, around on a daily basis, is something that I have to open my eyes to. And then one day, there's certain people that will bring you up. There's certain people that will stick by you. There's certain people that even cast you aside. Those are some people that you have to face. And you can't let their opinions get in the way of what you are. Because those real opinions that will actually teach you, those real opinions that will build you up, those are the ones that will strengthen you, and those are the ones that will help you realize that you are great and believe that you're great. Don't let your disadvantages get in the way of what you're trying to do, because that's your superpower. And I'm glad that the fact that I am the way that I am, that I have this trait. And the reason why is because I can be me. It's a part of me. Being albino does not make Caden. Caden makes me who I am. I'm more than just a southern kid from Mississippi that has albinism. I'm Caden Nelson. That's it. I'm not just the albino kid. I'm Caden Nelson. And as long as you believe who you say you are, and you strive to do what you want to do, then believe me, so you can accomplish anything. Don't let no one else's opinions get in the way of that. And you're special. Interesting stories. In terms of interesting stories, the thing that really kind of got me really strong on my path is a really great story. I remember I had to go. This is actually recent too. I had to go to Washington. And I was supposed to go, and I was supposed to speak with the higher legislators, talking about different ways that can kind of benefit and help the youth down here in my community to make their lives better. And we went there to advocate on their behalf, and me and all my other fellow advocates from all across the country went down there to do it. And I I wanted to say a speech. I wanted to volunteer to speak at a conference, and I spoke, but I was so anxious. I had so much anxiety, and I felt so horrible. I felt like no one would want to listen to a kid like me. This kid with blind kid, pale skin, no one want to listen to me at all. But for some reason, I just feel like I really just feel like I want to do this. No matter what my anxiety says, it was just something in me that was still fighting. And I prayed, and I feel like it was nobody but God. His grace and mercy is the reason why I'm even here right now. And when I prayed, I felt calm and I felt relaxed and I felt like I can actually do it. And when I did the speech, I was stuttering a bunch of times. I know I was really nervous, but I got through it. And basically, my whole entire point is that whole entire story kind of helped me realize that whatever I do, everything's going to be all right. All I gotta do is trust in myself and trust that God is on my side and that He's carrying me through, and believe that I can do something. You know, even if it's just a little thing, even if I can just say one little thing that can actually help a little, it's better than nothing. And I feel that's the most important thing. And that's a really special story, because that story really kind of helped me even be more outspoken a little bit, kind of helped me branch out and try to be a little bit more open. Because the one incredible superpower that I learned from just that whole entire experience, and I thank God that I'm able to even speak on it, because through him I'm able to even just add this to me and just try to develop it. being vulnerable, when people think of being vulnerable, they think of weakness and helplessness. But when you, vulnerability, in my opinion, the definition is just to always just open yourself up. Open yourself and see the world. See what people are going through. See it. Even if you can't understand it, just at least speak on it and just see it. Be vulnerable. There's nothing wrong, and it won't hurt even a little bit just to open yourself up and show a little emotion. And show that you, even if you don't understand, but to just at least address it, and not just the problem at hand, but just address what's going on inside you. You got to be open. And being vulnerable is just very, very, very great towards doing that. It really solves a lot of problems, and it can make that connection, it can really form a connection with you and your audience. So just be you. Be honest and be, it's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. And all being vulnerable is just being yourself. That's really it. That's all it is. And that's the one famous story where I kind of learned from that. So yeah. My biggest shout out probably would be my school, Avenant High School, where where I'm currently being educated at. And yeah. That's mostly it. My family, and of course, my close friends in my community. That's mostly it. But I thank God for just the opportunity to even be able to even do this and to just be here right now. And I thank Miss Muhammad for just allowing me just to have this opportunity to be speaking, and to just have the honor to just be able to be questioned on certain different things. And I'm thankful. Thank you. Thank you so much.